Hello amigos, welcome to my channel Recetas con Maribeth. Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious New York style cheesecake. Here's the recipe and I hope that you like it. Okay, these are the ingredients. We're going to need 5 packages of 8-ounce Philadelphia cream cheese, which is equal to 40 ounces or the same as 5 cups. In addition, we also need 1 cup of sour cream, 4 large eggs, 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla, 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cup of sugar, and the following ingredient is optional, but if you like a cheesecake that has a little bit of a citrus flavor, you can use 2 tablespoons of lemon. For the crust, we're going to need 1.5 cup of Graham cookies, and we can also substitute with animal crackers and Maria cookies. In addition, we need 6 tablespoons of butter. For the strawberry syrup, we need 1 pound of strawberries, half a cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Now that we have our ingredients, we can start with our recipe. The very first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to preheat the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Okay, I'm going to be using a springform pan, so I need to protect my pan by using a couple of sheets of foil. I have to do this because I'm going to be baking my cheesecake in a water bath. I like to use a springform pan because the cheesecake looks so much better. If you want to know what kind of pan I'm using, I'm going to leave a link on the description of this video. As you can see on the screen, I'm wrapping and folding the foil all around the pan. I'm making sure to stop right below the edge of the pan. You want to make sure not to wrap it around the edge of the pan because once the cheesecake is inside the water bath, it could start dripping and then there's going to be water inside the cheesecake. I like using baking spray, but if you want, you can grease your pan using butter. To make the crust, we're going to have to crush our crackers. To make this process easier, I'm going to cut the crackers into pieces. Now I'm going to crush my crackers inside a Ziploc bag by using a roller pin. Once the crackers look like breadcrumbs, then they're ready for the next step. I'm gonna take my butter and I'm gonna melt it in the microwave. Once the butter is melted, I'm gonna combine it with the breadcrumbs. We need to make sure that everything is well combined. The next step will be to pour all the breadcrumbs inside the pan. I'm gonna make sure to spread out the breadcrumbs first. I'm gonna press down the crumbs by using a plastic cup, but I'm also gonna be using my hands. Now that my breadcrumbs are pressed down, I'm gonna put this into the oven, but not in a water bath. The water bath comes later, and I'm gonna let it bake for about 8 to 10 minutes. Remember that we already preheated the oven, so we're gonna leave it at the same temperature. 8 minutes later, my breadcrumbs are ready, so I'm gonna put them to the side and I'm gonna take care of the cheesecake. I have my cream cheese here and I left it outside the fridge for at least 2 hours and then I massage it with my fingers in order to soften it. Now I'm going to add in my sugar and I'm going to make sure to mix this well by using a mixer, but I'm going to use it only on medium speed and I'm going to mix this up for 2 to 3 minutes. In order to avoid cracks in our cheesecake, we don't want to overmix this. You may need the help of a spoon or a spatula to scrape off the sides. Now that the sugar and the cream cheese is well combined, we can add in the sour cream and we can mix it again. But remember, do not overmix because we don't want cracks in our cheesecake. Next, we can add in all the eggs, but we can add them in one at a time. We're gonna mix them in just for like 30 seconds or so until it's well combined. Do not overmix. Then we can add in all the flour. And we're gonna mix this again. Now I'm adding in the vanilla. Finally, I'm adding in the lemon juice, but like I said before, this is optional. You can leave it out if you wish. I'm gonna mix all this batter using a rubber spatula. Now that this is ready, we're ready to pour this into the mold. Remember, you can have small lumps because those will disappear when you bake it, but big lumps are not okay. I'm gonna tap my mold a few times to keep my batter in place. Now I'm gonna put my small pan into a bigger pan and I'm gonna pour hot water, but I'm gonna do this inside the oven because I don't want to burn myself. Now that I have hot water inside my bigger pan, I'm gonna bring down the oven temperature to 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna bake this on cover for an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm gonna let it cool inside the oven for another hour. The reason why we do this is because this helps the cheesecake to not get any cracks. So remember, an hour and 15 minutes baking and an hour cooling down inside the oven. As you can see, my cheesecake is finally ready, so I'm gonna let it completely cool down outside. But before I do so, I'm gonna take a knife and I'm gonna dip it in hot water and I'm gonna try to release the cheesecake from the sides a little bit, because that way when it finishes cooling down, it won't crack. Then I'm gonna put my cheesecake on a cooling rack and I'm gonna let it completely cool down. Now that my cheesecake has completely cooled down, I'm gonna put it in the fridge for at least 6 hours, but preferably all night. Then it's time to make the syrup. So to make the strawberry syrup, I'm gonna chop down all my strawberries. I'm gonna pour my sugar and the strawberries together with 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm gonna cook this in medium heat and I'm gonna stir it constantly to make sure that it doesn't burn. And slowly the strawberries are gonna start releasing its juice. We're gonna let this simmer for about 20 minutes until it thickens. Do not forget to stir this. "20 minutes later, the syrup is ready. Now we're just gonna let it cool down completely. I would recommend that you make your syrup the same day that you're gonna serve your cheesecake. Now that my syrup has cooled down completely, I'm gonna pour it into a jar. But if you want to keep it longer for a few days, you may want to put it inside the bottle that I'm showing you in the screen. While I wait for the cheesecake, I'm gonna put my syrup inside the fridge. My cheesecake was in the fridge for the entire night, so I'm gonna remove the foil and then I'm going to release it from the pan. Just to make sure, I'm gonna grab a knife again and I'm gonna dip it in hot water and I'm gonna go around the cheesecake to help release it from the pan. Now I'm gonna pull the handle and I'm going to finally release the springform pan from my cheesecake. As you can see, it's a slow process, but it's totally worth it because our cheesecake looks amazing. This step is totally optional, but I grabbed some strawberries and I'm gonna roll them on some of the syrup just to sweeten them a little bit and to decorate my cheesecake, but you don't have to do this. I have everything ready for the final step of my cheesecake. As you can see, 1 pound of strawberries is enough to cover the entire surface. Amigos, I hope that you liked my recipe. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press the notification bell, and please do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you want me to record some of my previous videos in English, just let me know and I will be happy to do so. Thank you so much for watching my recipe until the end.